It's about time we get this thing started. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. What is going on, everyone? And welcome to the John Squared Gaming Show, episode 17. I am John. This is John. I got it right this time.
I feel like it changes often, though.
We were changing it up at first, but we are set now. We are good. John,
Yes.
how has your week been?
It's been a week. There have been days. There have been minutes. Sun has risen. Sun has set.
Speak your truth. I love it. I today, so my normal work schedule has been like usually like 8:30 to 9 o'clock, and lately there was a change, and now I've been having to be there at 7, which is not that big of a deal for a lot of people. I know you're gonna be like, you're such a fucking pussy, shut up. But to me, getting up at 6, also it takes me 25 minutes to get to work, and I'm scheduled at 7. I wake up at like 6:30. So
Yeah.
I am like close on out the door. But it's really hard for me. I'm just not used to it. And now that I've had to do it, usually by Wednesday, I get home and I just like crash on the couch. Sure, I mean my dog attacks me at first. She demands pets first thing, and then I usually pass out. And that's usually why. I mean, I usually have bags under my eyes, but they're really bad on Wednesdays. And I'm just like, it's not a good look for the podcast. It's not a good look for me. But you know, what are you gonna do?
Speaking of dogs and waking up early, I had to wake up at 5:45 to go into work at 7 on Mondays because I had to leave early to bring the dog to the vet. And man, it is tough. Like, there's no traffic or anything, but like trying to get out of bed when it's still like the sun hasn't risen, it's still cold.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, like so very rarely the guys that I work with, they have appointments, or like when they have like surgeries, they're the surgery center that we go to that schedules them, always schedules them early in the morning, because they also, the guys that I work with also don't like they don't do well waiting in waiting rooms very often, and a lot of the surgery centers you have to do that, so they usually schedule them first, which is 6, but it's out in Rome, so I have to get up at like 4:45 whenever that happens. Absolute nightmare. I mean, like, I'm I'm already a dick. Like, if I get a good night's sleep, 8 hours of sleep, I'm already an ass. If I get less than 8 hours, my asshole level rises, and so when I get to that point, like, I
You get
just
8 hours of sleep a night?
I go to bed at 10:30 when I have
Dude,
to get
I'm
up
lucky.
at 6:30.
Same. I'm lucky if I get like 6 good hours. It's like usually 4 to 5 decent ones, and then I'm up.
No, I need it. I absolutely need it, and if I don't get it, then um, there's hell to pay for the people in my life, and it's unfortunate, really.
I'm genuinely, if I close my eyes at any given point, I could fall asleep. It looks like I have two
Yeah,
black eyes just 24/7. It's not good.
yeah, and we're not even 30 yet, baby. John.
Yo, you're right. I'm 20 years old.
Okay, we do have some. We did a little intro, like pre-show type deal thing, where we didn't talk about gaming news, and we said, "All right, let's start the gaming show," and then still didn't talk about gaming news. All right, so we will get right into that, but before that, I just wanted to say, again, I will say every week, shout out to everyone who's been supporting us over the last few months.
Shout out.
Shout out. Still, the best way to support us right now is by following or subbing to the Twitch, subbing to YouTube, or leaving a review on your preferred podcast service. We'd appreciate it a lot. And also, the other way to support us is interacting with us on Twitter. I got to do a better job at, trying to start conversations and whatnot. But the whole reason we do this is to talk to people because we love video games. So, yeah, give us a follow on on Twitter. It should be linked in the bio here on Twitch, also on YouTube. It for sure is. I've been making sure to make that look a little bit better and make it more accessible for people, especially new people.
And
So
I'll be adding it to the like podcast services going forward. I keep forgetting. I'm real bad about it. But going forward, that'll be there. Twitch will be there. YouTube will be there. You know, all the good stuff.
and that is at John Squared Pod on Twitter. So give us a follow. Let us know what you think about anything that we talk about, or something that we haven't talked about that you think we should take a look at. Let us know. We'd appreciate it.
Or just come look at a shit post about video games. You know, it's always fun.
Yeah. Because we do not have the best video game opinions, but they are our own. And so we are going to get into some of those right now. John, I
Ooh.
have a question.
Okay.
How many GTA games have you played in your life?
Ooh. Vice City, Liberty City, GTA 4, GTA 5. What am I missing? What was the other big one?
San Andreas?
That's it. I think that's it though. I think just those 5.
Okay. I this I th- this is like I had a list of things written down when I first started streaming to expose myself. Games that I haven't played. I have not actually owned or played more than like 10 minutes of any of the original trilogy.
Really?
Really. So, you can call me a fake gamer, and you have a point. I'll be honest, you do. But that will be changing sometime, maybe this year or early next year, because the GTA remasters set for December have been confirmed. And I'm pulling this from Andy Robinson at VGC. It says GTA Trilogy Remaster set for December box release. The weird thing with this is that it looks like there's going to be next gen versions of the games, and those will not be arriving at the same time as the current gen.
What? So, for clarification, because it's been a year, current gen is you're saying PS4, Xbox One, next gen PS5, Xbox
Yeah,
Series
yeah.
S and X.
I guess I got to get it
Okay.
out of that habit. It's kind of weird, but I think once more people have them, I can call them current gen.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like maybe 20% of the sales are actual people, and the rest of it are in scalpers' homes or warehouses. So yes, PS4. The article goes like this. This is PS4, Xbox One, and Switch versions will release physically on December 7th. The site sources claim, with PS5 and Xbox Series X/X editions arriving sometime next year. Officially, Rockstar has said that only that the collection will release later this year for consoles and PC, followed by mobile in 2022. Um, are you excited for this? Do you plan on jumping back into any of these games?
Yeah, I mean, I think if well, here's my thing, because we talk about prices basically every time we talk about new games coming out.
Right.
But like something like this, if this is $70, I don't know if I'll do it. If it's like 45 to 60, I'll consider it.
Well,
If not, I'll wait for them to go on sale because like it's gonna be nice to play them on like for me PS5, but like I don't want to spend the money, especially with a lot of games coming out. You know?
so we don't have any um as far as I'm aware, we don't have any like details on what these are,
No.
like how much of a remaster or a remake they are. There was rumors that they were being all um upgraded into Unreal Engine. So that's more of a remake in a way. It's weird. I feel like it seems like it's going to be like an in between. Um, but what I'm curious to know is what the difference is between a PS4 version and a excuse me, PS5 version. Like
I mean, maybe it just runs better.
yeah, like frame rate, like
It's gonna this is gonna sound like I'm making fun of you, and I guess I am. But like the PS5
what's
version will
new?
probably be for like people, you know. I didn't call you a terrorist last week, so
Yeah, the week before we're
getting better.
we'll have a banner that says week since John R is not called John T a terrorist, and it'll be one.
Um, but like I like frame rates and what is it, like 1080 versus 720, shit like that.
We are
Like
not at 720 anymore. It'd be 1080 versus 4K.
all right, well there you go. Relax, okay? Like
I,
I know this shit.
I
But like
you
I'm saying
asked
like
me, you asshole.
I didn't want an answer. Um but yeah, it'll be for like people that know about that shit and want the best of the best. Uh Otherwise it'll probably be the same shit, you know?
I just like these games are so old that I
Yeah.
feel like they shouldn't have any problem running at a smooth 60 frames per second on even a PS4. But it like I said, it all depends on how much of a remake these actually are. So I guess we'll see. I am excited. I don't know if I'll actually like invest that much time into these. Um, but I am interested to at least check them out, especially if they've been remade and like updated textures and stuff like that, where it actually feels modern. Because
Yeah.
we'll say it week in and week out, we're not about them old ones. Give us new games every single time.
No
But yeah,
sir.
excited to at least give these a real try, and become a real gamer. Next up, we have the final DLC character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, neither of us are like big Smash Bros. Players. I own the game, but I haven't touched it in over a year. Um, but this is still exciting for me, at least as a fan of Kingdom Hearts, because it was announced that it is Sora. Um, so there was a 40-minute presentation last week. Sakurai um, revealed that it's Sora. The internet or Twitter kind of blew up. It's just exciting to see. So I was reading this thing that said that back in 2014 they asked Nintendo ran a poll and asked Nintendo fans if they could have any character in Smash Bros, who would it be? And actually Sora was the first one. It was number one. So they finally got what they want. It's really cool to see. I have not purchased this. I won't purchase it, but I am like whenever a cool character comes out, I do look up like Twitch. I'll go on Twitch and look at people playing the character and just seeing what it's like. Just because I think it is really cool. I think it's good for gaming.
Wait, do you have to buy every new character?
They come in like packs, fighter packs. So there was two fighter packs. There was one the first one had 5 or 6. Both of them I think had either 5 or 6.
Yeah.
It was like $15 for like whatever, however many
Oh,
characters.
I genuinely just thought it was like they added like a different component to the game and then you get to like a new challenger type thing, you know? I didn't think that you had to actually buy them.
Yeah, it's
I mean, it makes sense because it's Nintendo, but like
and also they have to pay to get the licenses for
to get
these
the rights.
characters.
Yeah, I know. I saw people clamoring for the next one, the next like Smash game to have Crash Bandicoot and Master Chief. But like
Well,
uh
it was a current one too. There was rumors that it was going to be Master Chief. Um, man, that might be one that would make me check it out just to see how it plays because I don't know. There's already a Smash character, Joker, who does have a gun in the game, so it just would be interesting to see what like an AR in Smash Bros would be like.
well, they'd probably have the energy sword, honestly.
Well, they'd have a bunch. They
Yeah.
really do a good job with these, making it very specific to the character. And like I said, I'm not a crazy Smash player. I'm not a crazy fighting game player, but it's cool. It's cool to see.
Yeah.
Just for video games in general. I forgot to add this, so I am gonna do this real quick. It's not gonna look very professional, but it's gonna be worth it. So, um, before we talk about the next story, I'll get
Yeah, I
this
think the
here.
next story plays into what I was going to say about Smash Brothers.
Say it.
Not until you have the story ready.
Well, last week we got an announcement. Unfortunately, this is not for sale. You can only win these, and I'm gonna flash it. There we go.
Wait, you can't buy them?
You cannot buy these. You can
Son of
only
a
win these.
bitch!
Xbox announced that partnership with Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. They are making SpongeBob and Ninja Turtle themed Xbox Series X consoles. For videos viewers, you can see them right now. I pulled them up, put them right over our faces. God damn, these look so sick.
Dude, so this is my thing. This is the thing that's gonna put Smash Brothers out of business. All Star Brawl looks so fucking fun. But I genuinely thought those were good. Shut up. I genuinely thought those were gonna be for sale. I got so fucking stoked. I want that Ninja Turtle one so bad.
At least do the controllers. At least let people buy the
No,
controllers.
sell the skins. I was about to say when you pulled up that article, I no longer give a shit about the Halo Xbox Series X. I want the Ninja Turtle one.
I have an article pulled up on Xbox Wire. It says Xbox reveals Xbox Series X console celebrating Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. In celebration of the recently released Nickelodeon pain. Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, Xbox created 2 custom Xbox Series X consoles and Xbox wireless controllers inspired by iconic characters from the game SpongeBob SquarePants and Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The custom Xbox Series X consoles celebrate the beloved Nickelodeon characters. All right, fans will have a chance to win one of the custom Xbox Series X consoles and controllers by retweeting the Xbox sweepstakes tweet starting at 7 a.m. Eastern time on October 11th until 8
Wait,
p.m. Eastern.
you say October 11th?
Yeah, starting October 11th, ending October 24th. So you can do that
Okay.
right now.
We're gonna go do that right now.
Pause the show.
Wait, we gotta go to Xbox, right?
Just Leonardo. F your mom in the chat. But yeah, Xbox. It's
Here it is.
okay. You got it.
Follow
Yeah, it's
and
just the
retweet.
Leonardo one. But the
Follow.
side look cool. I'll show it again. The
And
turtle
retweet.
power on the side.
We're gonna go over to the John Squared Gaming account so I can retweet twice. Damn, dude. I'll tell you right now, if we don't win, I'll have a vendetta against Xbox as well. So Nintendo might not be the only ones.
No, okay. I can't allow it anymore. If you have a vendetta against one, you can only have one. You can only choose one. So if you have one against Xbox, you gotta go back. You gotta mend your relationship.
I'm
with
sorry,
Nintendo.
I thought this was America. Didn't know I had to choose.
You have to choose. You can only choose one.
What are you, my dad?
I I actually like the SpongeBob one more. I think it just makes more sense to me. It makes it's
Ninja Turtles have always had like the special connection. People said the Xbox thing was like that was a joke that came out months ago. Like, oh, they're gonna do this because it looks like a box. So I can't believe they actually did it.
Yeah, dude, Xbox has been doing whatever they had a Far Cry version. Like, it looked so cool. They've been making so many different like versions of the console and stuff. They just been having fun with it. Meanwhile,
we got to buy bootleg things for PlayStation.
Yeah, that's awesome, Bree. In the chat said she got her daughter a Ninja Turtle portable DVD player and a pizza carrying case and headphones for her birthday. you got the glare a
You
little
see
bit,
that?
but that is
I don't
kind
know
of
how to
sick.
work it with.
You know,
It's solid wood from
I
there.
I always wondered what that was. I didn't know what it was because you can only see like half of it on the wall. Um,
It's from their original movie in like the late '80s, early '90s. Like I think before we were even alive. Still one of my favorite movies to this day.
dude.
It was one of those things where like because my last name is so close to Raphael's, and it became like a weird connection for me.
Yeah.
Where I was
Although
like three.
it was a personal mission of mine in high school. I've talked about this before, but anytime anyone said your last name is Raphael, I made sure I fucking corrected them. I don't know why.
Dude,
I think I cared
I
more than you did.
I gave up in second grade. It was so much that I was like, I don't fucking care. Like say however you want. I didn't even call me John. Call me Shitty Pants. Like I don't care. Like just get on with it.
Well, so if your mom in the chat said Mikey's her favorite, who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Me,
Yeah.
Raphael. I mean, what?
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know if you like, you had something against
Oh,
him because.
I'm surely biased. There's, you know,
Okay.
either him or Donatello.
Um. Next up, and kind of our last topic, news topic, until we get into our official topic of the show, where we have some more articles that we're going to reference. But um, I am pulling this from Tom Ivan from VGC. Says PlayStation has seemingly appointed Apple Arcade's former content boss to lead its mobile push. Says Sony Interactive has seemingly hired former Apple Arcade content boss Nicolas Sebastiani,
Close enough.
maybe, to lead the company's new mobile push. Sebastiani joined PlayStation in July, following almost 8 years at the iPhone maker, according to his LinkedIn profile. VGC has contacted Sony for confirmation of his appointment. So it looks like Sony is gonna start taking PlayStation mobile gaming seriously. Um,
Be
this
nice.
so later in the article says um, a job advert spotted in April revealed that PlayStation opening was a new business unit to adapt its most popular franchises for mobile. It said that the company's head of mobile would work at its San Mateo or Los Angeles office in California and be responsible for developing a product roadmap for 3 to 5 year time frame. The following month, PlayStation boss Jim Ryan said the platform holder was planning to bring some of its iconic IP to mobile during its current business year ending in March 2022. So actually, I on Twitter earlier this week or over the weekend commented on something that he said. But he said, this is in quotes from Jim Ryan. He says, "We have been thinking about how players enjoy our content, and we have had some early success with experimenting with mobile games and apps to provide more choices to gamers. Mobile is just one of the areas we are exploring to reach millions of gamers beyond our platforms." What are you? Would you be interested in playing any mobile games if they were PlayStation made?
Well, if they are they specific for mobile, or are we talking like you're gonna play Uncharted on your phone?
I think it's going to be mobile, like new games specifically designed for mobile.
I might give it just to like give it a shot. Um, yeah, because they don't really have any portability, do they?
Not anymore.
I mean, so yeah, either you're gonna come out with like the PS Vita 2, or you're gonna put stuff on cell phones because cell phones are only getting bigger, you know?
Yeah, and they're getting more powerful. Um,
Yeah.
it would be interesting to see if we see PlayStation and Apple partner and add some of these games to. Jesus, man, I am burping like crazy today. Adding some of these games to Apple Arcade, um, this this is not me reading into anything, but um, there's already somewhat of a relationship there because uh, Apple sells DualSense controllers on their website. So there's at least some kind of relationship in some shape or
I
form.
I could see this branching out of the video game world and like Apple TV being built into Sony TVs.
Yeah, maybe.
But
It's
like I man, that Apple's just getting out of a video game lawsuit themselves, you know? So I don't know if they want to try to get into the video game realm, especially right now, or if they want to wait
well,
till that dies down.
they do because they still push Apple Arcade. They include it in a subscription service that includes like Apple Music and stuff, but they push it hard, and there's some actual like quality games on there already.
I just meant like their own type. Oh, I don't know how to explain it. Like not their own, but like third party games, sort of like what they just went through with Fortnite and Epic.
Sure, I'm talking like it would be included. There's
With
groundwork
the
laid.
okay,
There's specific rules and stuff. It would be interesting because I think we've seen that even the most popular IP in the world, one of them at least, in Mario, they had I can't remember the price for it. I'm gonna look it up real quick. But Nintendo tried to make a Mario game for mobile and charged a premium price, $10,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it flopped. It and I think it's even Sony is like they could put a God of War game on there, charge $10. It's not
won't sell.
gonna. So I think they have to make up, and they're gonna have to make relationships with people or make deals with people to kind of get this to work. Because I think
You,
otherwise, if Mario can't make it, then you can't make it.
I think like a 99 cent uh temple run type game where you get to be either Laura Croft or Nathan Drake, but you play like temple run. That would be a fun thing. I don't see like $10 for a full mobile game. No one's gonna pay that. I don't think.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think we might see some kind of partnership there. If we, I think you're gonna hate this, but if you think about it, there are Sony is more, or PlayStation, I mean, is more like Apple, where it's all the stuff is proprietary. Like this is the way it is. Like this is the only way to consume our or be a part of our ecosystem.
Yeah,
Xbox, I think, is more Android
yeah.
in the sense where it's do whatever you like, play whatever like any way you want it. Like you can customize anything. You can play. I saw a guy kind of funny was playing um, with a PlayStation 3 motion joystick, and he was playing Halo with that, with the joystick on the right and a mouse with his or so the joystick on the left and the mouse on the right, and it worked. You can do whatever you want with Xbox. It's play any way you want, and I think that is Android gives you that freedom. So I think it makes sense in my, at least in my head, and I could just be making this shit up just because it
No,
makes sense to my head. But that's the way I kind of look at this.
it definitely does make sense. I mean, from a personal standpoint, I prefer PlayStation and I prefer Apple. I mean, I don't like Android's all right. I don't fuck with them too heavy, but like Xboxes, they got some stuff.
Yeah,
Like, I could see the comparison.
yeah.
You know,
Um,
Xbox wears like pajama pants to school, and
Stop.
PlayStation doesn't. Xbox
Okay,
slams a monster at
we're
6:30 in the morning before they fight in the cafeteria.
we are rewinding. Um, so just the idea of mobile games, um, being on or being made by PlayStation, it does intrigue me a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, very rarely do I play mobile games, but yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes, and We have Darth Derpy says, "Entertain me. I'm here for quality content." Well, this is what you get, brother. So,
Yeah, this is peak. I mean, it only goes downhill from here.
um, so this isn't so taking mobile out of it. Um,
Yeah.
Jim Ryan, I believe it was the same interview. They were talking, and um, he said that he is frustrated with the. He wants to get PlayStation games to as many gamers as possible. And I said on our Twitter account at John Squared Pod, uh, put your games on PC day one. Then, if you want to reach as many gamers as possible, do that. Um,
Yeah. Or like if you're not gonna do it day one, do it after a month. Like
six
just
months, yeah, something
make it
along those
accessible.
lines.
Don't do it 2 years after. I mean,
Yeah,
if you want your games to reach more people, have your games reach more people. You
right.
can do that.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I think things are going to be changing at PlayStation over the next few years. The next,
You know what
I
I
think,
would
like two or three.
hopefully. You know what
Yeah.
I'd love to see from them?
What?
PS Now PC. In the same vein as like
It's already on
Xbox
PC.
game. Well, then what the fuck are we doing here? You can get most of the games right there. You can't get them
You
day one, but like you get if they did that, if they added some of the exclusives to day one on that, I think that would help.
it's
And just
streaming only.
rebrand it.
That's the only problem. You can't download any of them natively. But
Then
it's
fucking
still
change it. I
for
mean,
people
what
who
are we doing here?
for people who want that option, who don't want to buy, do not want to invest in PlayStation's consoles and stuff like that, who have PC and internet capable of doing that. They can. It's there. You know, there's Last of
Yeah,
Us. Both Last of Us games are on there now. Um,
God of
so
War's on there. I think Horizon's on there.
mhm. Bloodborne. Although I don't know if I would play a game that requires timing, streaming it. I don't know how well that would work out.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Darth Derpy. The topic, we will be getting into that in just a second. It kind of infuses with what we're talking about next. So we're just gonna talk real quick about the games we've been playing this week. Obviously there are three games that we are going to talk specifically about. Outside of those games, John, anything else you've been playing?
Unless you count like mobile gambling as like a game, then no. I've been gambling a lot though. I might have a problem already. Uh, but like yeah, no, just the games we're gonna talk about.
Okay. Yeah, I started playing a little bit more of Kena Bridge of Spirits. Um, the more I play that game, the more I think it's becoming a must play, to me at least. For anyone who loves like action adventure, like I hate I just because everybody else is drawing the Zelda comparison. I there are the comparisons here and there, but it's like just environmental puzzles. There's not really dungeons or anything like that, and the gameplay is, I think, is different enough. Um, but man, there's so many moments in that game where I get really frustrated because it's harder than I thought. There are some bosses in there that are just like I I'm like thinking about. So actually, I died like 6 times in a row to this boss, and I got him down to the last bit of health. And you can change the difficulty anytime you want. And I'm just playing on normal. So I'm like, fuck this, man. I want to get past this. I've been doing this for like 45 minutes. So I turned the difficulty down, and I started the boss fight, and I'm like, what? I'm not a pussy. So I let the guy kill me just to turn the thing back up, and I finally beat him. But it's got me to that point where it is frustrating. Um, but yeah, I really do love this game a lot. I can't wait to play a little bit more of it with all the games coming out. And like it, playing this is part of the reason why I didn't pick up Metroid Dread. Even though I do think I am going to eventually pick that game up. But we've had so many other games to play. And Darth Derby
Yeah.
in the chat said he's been playing Back for Blood, and so have we. So
Well, that's
our
actually what I was just when you were saying you kept dying in Kana. Is it just that we're getting bad at video games?
I think I don't wanna believe that for a second. I think that
I think
um
our hand-eye coordination is failing in our elderly age. Well, your elderly age. I'm only 20. But like I think it's really taken a hit because like all games are hard now and they're on
I
normal.
I hate that a lot. I hate that a lot that you're saying this. Because I don't think it is. And actually, so we'll talk about Back for Blood first. Since Darth Derby in the chat wanted to bring it up. This is from Hiron Cryer at Games Radar. It says Back for Blood players frustrated over higher difficulty balancing. So it's not just
Oh,
us. Now,
everyone's
uh,
bad at video games then.
says Back for Blood players aren't happy about the balancing on higher difficulty levels in Turtle Rock's new shooter. Back for Blood finally launched just yesterday, positioning itself as a brand new spiritual successor to Valve's classic Left 4 Dead games. While the game is widely being met with applause from Left 4 Dead's starved community in particular, one point of heated debate has been around balancing on veteran and nightmare difficulty levels. So they're talking about the harder difficulty levels,
Oh
and we're
yeah, no.
playing,
So we're bad.
but it's still hard. It is. And also, we we have not been. Actually, before we get into this, I just want you to go first. I had a question, and I'm gonna pose this to
Yeah,
everybody. Um, Did you play the Left 4 Dead games?
yeah. Oh, of course. I loved them.
Is this game just from the bit that we played, and in the chat? Also, let us know. Is this everything that you wanted it to be?
Yes, I think it is. I granted we only played like what 2 hours. We actually got like an hour and a half of actual gameplay last night, just through like waiting for everyone to come on and get ready and shit like that. But like in that hour and a half, yeah, it felt like there was a very fun, nostalgic feeling, but it felt new in a weird way. It was a weird thing, but I really enjoyed myself.
Yeah. So I would also say yes, because like I don't think this is a 10 out of 10. I don't think this is like revolutionary, but it is exactly what I was looking for. I would like there are some frustrating things, and I think it plays into the difficulty for me. But also, I think the struggle that we've been having is we like the zombie games that we've played since Left 4 Dead, like Call of Duty Zombies, stuff like that. We've kind of like, at least with the most recent one, and any I feel like any shooter, even playing Deathloop recently, I have been able to either through sliding or just faster movement, I have developed a play style where I can get myself out of situations where I'm being surrounded. I can maneuver myself and get to a spot where I'm good and I can start attacking again. You cannot do that in this game. If you
You
put
have to
yourself
actually
in a bad
like think and
situation, you are
yeah.
fucked. You are absolutely fucked. From when you get hit and it slows you down and stuff, and uh, the the base movement is a little slower than what I'm used to, and that goes to like the card system where there are things that make you faster, and that when you as you unlock more and more things, um, yeah, I love that, and I love the card system a lot. I think it adds a lot to the gameplay.
Well, even the idea that like no level is going to be the same 2 times in a row. Like even that's interesting. But like I think that's why I did not great. I didn't do great, but I did okay playing yesterday because I'm with like Call of Duty and stuff. My play style with zombies is always like I almost I think too much and I don't move enough, and it pays off in games like this where that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to kind of not just charge through and just run in circles as fast as you can. You have to like
Right.
because if you get yourself in a shit situation, there's no getting out. You're just done.
Yeah, it's gonna be getting used to it for us. But it
Yeah.
the gunplay feels very sharp. It feels very like refined to me at least. Um, there are obviously things here and there, like when we were running onto this is an early level, so I'm not spoiling anything for anybody. But there's a bridge, and there's water underneath it, and there's a small crack
Yeah.
in the bridge where it happened to both of us because I didn't see where you fell, and then when we died and restarted, and I was going through, I fell through, and it was just running through, and it was just such a small crack. So just little things here and there, not enough to take away from the whole experience. But yeah, for me, I was talking to my wife because actually my wife played the Left 4 Dead games. Back on the Xbox 360. She really enjoyed those games. I don't think she would enjoy the difficulty of these ones, but I was telling her how it feels like nostalgia, but not in like the it feels modern at least enough.
Yeah.
But that feeling of couch co-op, even though it's not like it feels it just brings all those same feelings back, and I really I needed something like this. I think this is like the game that I needed right now.
There has been a very the multiplayer like landscape has been very bad lately. It's just been battle royale after battle royale, and that's it. And something like this, I think, was is perfect, coming out at the perfect time, right before Call of Duty and Halo, and even one of the other games we're going to talk about, Battlefield. Like I'm very happy with it, and I'm very happy about when it came out.
Darth Derby in the chat says yes and no, because the balance of the game feels like it's way harder than both Left 4 Dead games. I do enjoy the card system and crossplay. Crossplay is huge. But yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. The balancing does. I think it does need to be tweaked a little bit. But when you're playing with friends and you die, even if it doesn't feel fair, at least early on, I still was having fun. Um, and that's what these kind of games are for. Um,
I
so
mean the fact
if
when go
go
ahead,
ahead,
sorry,
no, you're good. Go
that when you're down, you can just swing wildly and
ahead,
contribute. Like
or
that's
kill your
fun.
teammates.
Yeah,
Shout out Nick
looking at
Townsend.
yeah, looking at you, Nick.
But yeah, I'm really excited to keep playing more of this. They have not called this a games as a service. But I am interested to see what kind of future content we get because it would feel kind of weird to just one off it and leave it at that and just leave it for what it is. I feel like they do have to add
Yeah,
something at some point.
I don't because there's a lot of outfits and like different gun skins you can unlock and stuff, and I don't know if you do that through the card system or if that's going to be something they just haven't talked about yet.
I think you find them. I think you can find outfits and stuff throughout the. I
Oh,
found a jacket yesterday. Um, it's a common one, so I didn't really think anything of it. Now, another thing to think about is when you look at games like Dead by Daylight, who have
yeah.
licensed like characters. They have like Freddy, and I think they do, and then they have like the Stranger Things cast and stuff like that. That could be pretty cool. Um,
I if
Maybe like
you
a
do
Rick
like
Grimes or something to
so I was just gonna say is with The Walking Dead's last season coming up, I wouldn't be surprised if they did a collaboration of like $5 you get all these Walking Dead characters, like all the classic ones. Or like you get Negan's bat, like something like that.
Michonne. Yeah, I haven't watched
Yeah.
that show in maybe 4 years.
I don't I think season 4, whenever they like left the prison and the old man's head got cut off, that was the last time I watched.
The last episode I watched. This is spoilers for anyone who still gives a fuck about the show. Uh, last bit. If you have not watched the entire show, mute or whatever. Sorry.
Just skip like
Three,
30 seconds.
two, one. The last episode I watched was when Glenn got his fucking head beat in.
Oh,
Um,
I watched that on the internet the next day and was like, "What the fuck?"
yeah, I was out after that, unfortunately. I don't think I that was what it was. I think I was just kind of over it. And I do
Yeah,
from talking to people who still watch it, I felt like I did miss a little bit with the this is Negan, is that his name?
yeah,
I felt like I missed a little bit because I guess that character arc was pretty good. But yeah, I but it'd be cool to see. Like
yeah.
Ash versus Evil Dead, like things like that, where like kind of I don't know, it'd be really cool to see things like that. Um, if that's what they're gonna go for. Derpy, we did talk about that. That was our first topic. Our first gaming news earlier in the show. Yeah, I did hear that too. That Rick and Coral are now also deceased.
Yeah.
Just can't imagine what the show's even like anymore.
I think Michonne's gone too. I think the only Daryl and Carol are the only two left from like the original cast. Everyone else is fucking new.
Yeah, it'd be cool. So for Back for Blood, yeah, I'm just really excited to keep going, and we're gonna be looking to stream some of that at some point,
Ow.
especially because
Soon.
it's spooky season. Also, another thing that I wanted to say is maybe I just don't remember this well, but it feels like Back for Blood is a little scarier. Like has like the environments, and some like maybe it's the audio. I don't know what it is, but it has a little bit more of a spookier vibe
So
to it.
we haven't. I don't know if they're in the game or not, but I remember witches used to be like the scariest thing in the first one, in the first like the
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead games. Uh, but we do have these things that jump out of the wall, and those got me a couple times. Especially when like you're in like a dark room and your flashlight only hits one area. There's no way for you to see where they're coming from. Like the one that got
Yeah.
me towards the end of the night, there was one thing in front of me where they're supposed to like transport things.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, it's not there. And then it came from this way and got me.
Yeah, they definitely, and it's funny to see if I'm walking behind somebody and then it's like like
Yeah.
to see them go down, and Steven, our my brother-in-law, when he'll be like, oh, just hearing that. I don't know, it's really funny. Yeah, can't wait to keep playing it. Something I can wait to keep playing is Battlefield 2042.
Oh, relax. Come
Uh,
on.
All right, go first. I'll let you. We played a very limited amount of this.
You played a very limit. You played less than me, I think.
I think so too because I once we got it up, I didn't really care to keep going.
Yeah,
But
because you were trying to get Nyx going and it took
yeah,
forever to try to figure it out.
yeah,
I didn't hate it. And I think Steven will agree with me. It's a fun game. It's just that game mode wasn't necessarily for us. I don't hate it. I think it's fun. I was having a good time. Uh I just think that game mode isn't something I really it's like for those that didn't get to like didn't play it or didn't get the chance or whatever, it's just giant capture the flag. It's a massive map with like 3 points that you have to like
it's domination, not capture the flag. Like
that's what I
you
meant.
have to hold the
Yeah.
positions. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I meant. But like it's just that on a massive scale. Uh if it was a smaller map, I think it would have been more fun. But like I still enjoyed myself. I didn't like I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not that into it, but like I thought it was fun.
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, that was evident.
I think so Darth Derpy in the chat said that it looked buggy. It was. There was a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of weird shit that was going on. I like vehicles. I I think someone threw a vehicle at me at one point. Um
Oh yeah.
Not sure how it happened. Uh so it was weird because when we first dropped in, we first loaded it up, all of us were like, "Oh my god, this game looks amazing." And the just the graphical fidelity at first did blow me away. I was like, "Holy shit, this is like we had Cold War Call of Duty last year, which was cross gen, but it was next gen. It was a next gen game, current gen, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that we played on PS5, and it the jump between PS4 and PS5 it was noticeable, but it wasn't like crazy. This felt like a next gen first person shooter. It didn't feel like
Yeah.
it looked like. Because when you started playing it, it felt like I don't know. I didn't really love the gunplay. Um, I don't know what it was. I was good at it. Um, like when it came to any kind of gun battle I was getting in, like I was cleaning kids, but it wasn't fun. It didn't feel fun to play. It felt like I don't know. It's just not my vibe. Maybe in the arena mode, like the arena game modes,
Yeah.
maybe. But I don't know if I'll get the chance to find out because unless this shit comes to Game Pass, I'm not purchasing it. At
Oh,
least from
same.
the first impressions so far, and I was open to it. I really was. Um, so
I got hit by a car at some point and I launched damn near 300 yards. And like the car wasn't going that fast. I just
yeah,
took off.
no, for me it wasn't a car driving and hitting me. It was a car came from the sky or from I don't know where the fuck it came from. It came up
Yeah.
and then landed on me. It's like someone and
Oh,
maybe Darth Durbian said hackers already got to it. Maybe that was what happened. I don't know.
I
Um
mean, that makes it 10 times funnier if someone hacked in just to throw cars like baseballs. That's funny to me. That's a good
um
hack.
also this is kind of a specific a personal specific problem that I had with it, and I don't know if it is going to be in the full version or if it was just because it's the beta. You have 128 people on that. Our gaming Friday night gaming group is 5 people. Why am I only allowed to carry 4 people into a huge game like that? You would think that you
That's
would want as many as possible, but
that is my biggest issue that I took away from it is there is no when you're promoting this saying, look, we're gonna have 120 people lobbies, but a lot of those people are gonna be bots. Why can't you carry 5 people in a party?
yeah,
Why wouldn't you
this
want to
shit makes no
minimize the amount
sense
of
to me.
bots in the game? That makes it's stupid. That's my biggest complaint with it. But I mean, the actual like gameplay wasn't bad, especially if you got into like a chaotic area. It's fun.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, I'm good. We have
Yeah.
Halo. Especially okay. So you haven't played the Halo flights. Um, I think that
No, I
might be.
wasn't invited. I was the only one in our group that was not invited.
I
So
after playing that, it set a higher bar for me, because I fucking loved it, and so it's like you got to beat that for me to even care, and they didn't come close, and so for me it's just like December 8th. I got my eyes set on you.
well, do you think Call of Duty is going to reach that bar?
Maybe because I love Warzone. Um, I I've said this before. Warzone, in my opinion, is the best battle royale game. It I won't even say the best because that's so. It's just my favorite. I just think it's my style. It's my pace. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I we'll see with Vanguard, and I believe the Vanguard engine is going to be running in Warzone. So we'll see. But right now, my eyes, I only have eyes for Halo. Um,
I have a quick thing. I'm not going to get too much into Call of Duty because I don't want to. Uh, they
we,
stole my fucking name,
will you
and I
remind
feel like
everybody about the lawsuit real quick? Just because anytime we talk about it, I want to bring it up.
absolutely. I mean, there's three right now. There's a lawsuit for them. Employees wanted to unionize to better protect themselves when it comes to sexual harassment, sexual assault, better work, better pay, stuff like that. Activision said if you start a union, we will fire you immediately. That's one lawsuit, allegedly. Uh, Two is the sexual assault, sexual harassment that led to the suicide of one woman. I think this is the state of California is suing them. That's the second, and then there's one other one. I believe. I don't think it's a lawsuit. It's they are in trouble for shredding evidence uh, about those allegedly about those sexual harassment claims that were filed.
Yeah. So just
Um,
wanted to remind everybody of that before because even though I play Warzone to support the developers who work their asses off um, to make these games, We have to keep talking about it. So just anytime we talk about Call of Duty in any way, shape, or form, or any Activision Blizzard game, we're gonna bring it back up until justice is. I mean, I don't think that there's any form of justice for the woman
If
dying, but
if there's the checks keep clearing, nothing's gonna happen to them. You know,
yeah,
I mean, until those checks stop coming, they're not gonna change. It's unfortunate, but that's corporate America.
yeah.
Uh, my complaint, which is it pales in comparison to all that stuff. They stole my fucking Twitch name and then named their anti-cheat after it.
It's an unfortunate price that we have to pay to
No,
enjoy
no, no, we're not
hobby
paying
adventures.
shit. I didn't do anything. I'm the one that does I hate the game, and they fucking stole my shit. That's bullshit. About to open themselves up to another lawsuit.
Yeah. Go ahead. See how it goes. Last the last game we're going to talk about that came out last week is Far Cry 6. John, you played a little bit more of it. I played a little bit more of it. We tried streaming it. We had some issues with our setup, my setup. But since then, played a lot more of it. What are your thoughts? And also, how many hours roughly have you played? And what are your thoughts?
I'd say about 5 or 6 hours. I
Okay.
think. What I'll say is, I I think I was wrong. I'm not too man to admit that. I think I was wrong when we talked about it last time because I played it, and although it is a Far Cry game,
No
uh,
spoilers, by the way. Darth, I don't think we planned on it, but just a reminder: nothing past at least the where I think where around where we left off, kind of.
right.
Just
Um,
no story spoilers. Um, so yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
okay. Yeah. Well, there's a story I was gonna tell. I'm trying to think if it involves spoilers or not. Uh, I I was having fun. Like if we didn't play Left 4 Dead last night, I would be playing that. Same
Back for
tonight.
blood.
If we weren't doing this, I'd be playing. If we weren't playing Back 4 Blood, I'd be playing. Tonight, I would be playing it. Tomorrow, tomorrow's Thursday. I might play it tomorrow. Like I was really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Chorizo is incredible. Uh, there was
You
okay.
can say it.
I
Just
think I
don't
can
say
say
where
it.
it was.
Well, no, I think I hit a guardrail with a motorcycle, flipped damn near 40 times in the air, and landed on the wheels, and nothing happened. I was fine. That
That's
was
awesome.
fun.
That's awesome.
I've crashed into many a things, and I've gone through all of them, and I enjoy that.
So you're just playing like Monster Jam. You're not even
Oh,
playing the story.
It's Grand Theft Auto and Far Cry.
Um, yeah, I have really been enjoying it. I said last week how I really enjoy the Far Cry formula. I know that a lot of people the biggest complaint online and in reviews um, have been that it's just more of the same. But that's all I really wanted from it. Um, the story hasn't got interesting enough yet that it's like hooked me, but it's the gameplay that makes me want to keep playing. Unlocking more guns, attachments, shit like that. More animals or amigos. The characters that you use in combat and stuff. Yeah, I just love it.
That's the story definitely is still up in the air for me. Uh, but like I'm into it. Oh, I don't know if I can talk about it. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. Because I finished a mission and then I did something
Yeah, so
and I
don't
don't.
say what it was, but just at least like explain like
I found a secret ending and I beat the game after 2.5 hours. Um, just
true
by
Far Cry fashion.
the yeah, there was an option, and they didn't even give you an option. They basically gave you a mission marker, and I was like, I wonder what happened if I did this, and then I did it, and it rolled credits. Gave me a cutscene, and then it rolled credits on me.
For
And it was completely accidental.
those of you who don't know, I this is it's Far Cry 4. I'm referencing, but in that game, I think his name's Pagan Min. Yeah. He in the beginning of the game he tells you, uh, something happens outside of the palace, and he's like, "Hang tight here for 15 minutes. I'll be right back, and then we can talk more." And then when he leaves, your mission marker like leads you to leave the building. But if you actually sit there for the 15 minutes, he comes back and it's like, thank you so much for waiting, thank you for your patience, and then like gives the whole island to you, and then the credits roll, and that's like the early ending. Um, yeah, Darth Derby said that's the last one. It's the Far Cry 4 is the last one he played. Yeah, it's still a lot of the same. Just a little more like the environment is different, obviously, and stuff like that. But um, you know, like I said last week, the movement. I think that's with Back for Blood. The I just shut the fuck up. The the movement feels so good, and then when you go to Back for Blood, where you're a little slower, there's no sliding.
That's
Um,
basically what John says. If you can't slide cancel, game is bad.
yeah, you get a full point taken off of your review score. Unfortunately,
I
there's
hate it
nothing I
so
can do
much.
about it.
I hate it so much.
There's nothing I can do about it. It's the rules. The rules are the rules. So, uh, but yeah, the movement in this game feels so fucking good. Um, and then the gunplay also feels really good too. Um, Now, before we leave off Far Cry 6, Darth Derby, you asked about DC fandom. No, I have not read about any of that, but it something that I can look into, and if there is news to talk about, then we can definitely talk about it next
Is
week.
is that the event where like they started showcasing the movies and stuff, like the shows? Um,
I don't know.
I could be wrong, but I think they were showing like The Rock's costume and stuff for Black Adam, and they were sort of showing like things that like what DC is planning in the next few months.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
also would have to look into it, but
So whenever there is news there, I mean, maybe there is, and I just didn't see it. But whenever there is news, then yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. Back to Far Cry though. This is the last article I wanted to reference from Ali Jones. And before I say this, I want to say that every reviewer and anybody who complained about, oh, Far Cry is more the same, like you expected them to make it some kind of what, like, I don't know. Look what you fucking did. Look what you fucking did. Because Ali Jones, and we talked about this a couple months ago, Far Cry 7 will reportedly be online oriented as a part of the series shakeup. Far Cry 7 will reportedly, okay, same. In the latest Axios Gaming newsletter, reporter Steven Tot- Totilo,
Totino's
Tostitos,
Pizza Roll.
suggests that, apologies to Steven, suggests that while Far Cry 6 might perform well, developer Ubisoft appears to know a shakeup is needed. Tostitos states that in his source claims the company was exploring a more online-oriented approach for the sequel.
Enough is enough.
No thanks. And
Ubisoft is going to take all of their franchises and turn them these online fucking pieces of shit that aren't going to run right. It's going to be garbage. Stop doing it. Just make
well,
your games better. It's not hard.
it's not just Far Cry. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, months ago, whatever time.
Assassin's Creed is doing it too.
Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, all of their IP are.
And that's what I'm like.
Apparently,
Just make a
moving
better
towards that.
game and it'll review better. What do you like? You don't need to do this. This is not going to work.
I don't think they're concerned about reviews. I think they're concerned about sales.
Money.
Um,
Yeah, well, make a better game and you'll sell.
but yeah, we're jumping the gun major here. Far Cry 6 literally just came out, where it sucks that that's where it's headed.
They're touching the
So
things I love.
I'm going to enjoy this game for what it is. Um, it's what I it, this is what it's the same with it's similar to where I am with Back for Blood. It's where my expectations are, and I have done a really good job at setting my expectations. Um, as you know, the lesson that we learn in God of War, the Kratos quote about if you don't expect anything, then you'll never be let down. Um, but yeah, I Far Cry, when a new Far Cry game comes out, I expect towers that you have to climb, the radio towers. I expect crazy side missions. I expect outposts that you have to take over. I expect that stuff, and I don't.
Explosions, explosions, explosions.
Yeah. Um. Okay. And I'm cool with that. If you're not,
I
speak with your wallet. Um. Stop buying it if you don't want if you want a shakeup and you're desperate for it. Stop making the game sell so well, because they still do. So
I tempered my expectations uh after we had our conversation. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? It was last week. Uh
yeah, I think so.
I don't we didn't say what episode. It's episode 17. Yeah.
I did
Uh
say that. I did.
oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. I got it
Okay.
right this time.
Um
Had to write it down.
you had to did you really write it down?
I swear to God.
Golly. Uh but yeah, I tempered my expectation. Like, I have high expectations for God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden
Yeah.
West.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's not a good thing for me. It's gonna, even if they're amazing, they might let me down because of my expectations. But like games like this, you know, I think and I think this is a direct correlation to my wallet, right? Because like I spent $15 to play Far Cry, $0 to spend or to play Left 4 Dead, Back for Blood. I'm never gonna
Technically
get that
15.
right.
Technically 15,
Well, yeah,
because we both used subscription services to play these games.
right. Um, but yeah, so I think because I only paid that, I didn't pay the $70 price tag that's coming with PlayStation exclusives, or 60 for normal games. Uh, I think my expectations were a little bit lower, and I'm more satisfied with what I'm getting out of it. With those games, because of the heavy price tag that comes with it, if they're not what my head is set at, I'm gonna end up being disappointed. And that's not fair to them. I'm
Yeah,
gonna, even if it's not fair, I'm still doing it. But like,
that's not it for me at all. For me, it is like kind of knowing what to expect from these, and knowing what, like God of War and Horizon, knowing what they are, and knowing what the previous games were, and what PlayStation Studios does, and the standard that they set for their games. So if Horizon Forbidden West or God of War flop, um, which they're not going to, I'm not putting that out in the world. They're going to be amazing. I just don't even no. But
what if
those are
they're not?
we're not doing it.
What if Halo is bad?
Stop, John. It We're not putting that energy out. Um, but those are games that are like, the quality that PlayStation brings, and
Yeah.
that's the standard that they set. So anything below that is a disappointment, and so that's where I say that I have done a good job at like managing expectations. Those are still very high. I still expect masterpieces every single time, and so that's not fair, I guess. But until they prove me wrong, which they don't, or haven't yet, at least, we're not counting like Destruction All Stars, but like single player story games they're just undefeated. So
I don't
that's where
free to play games. I don't count. If they're bad, they're bad.
you don't. Well, I guess, kind of, but yeah. Anyways, um, what?
Do you expect gold out of them? Are you saying like the free to play aspect? Because technically
Like
you're.
free to play games, like I can still be disappointed.
I mean, yeah, but my expectations for most free to play games
Oh,
are
okay.
I'm going to do this, probably only going to play it for like an hour and then I'm done.
Hmm. I'm talking like battle royale games like Apex, Warzone, stuff like that. I like,
Oh,
and those
Apex, yeah.
and Warzone. Uh,
Yeah, Apex and Fortnite for sure.
no, I okay. I'm not gonna be that person. Sorry. I respect
I'm
Fortnite for everything that it's done, for battle royales in video games, but it's just not my game. Sorry. I don't want to put that. I don't want to put people down who play that game. I don't want to do that.
and you know
Sorry.
what? And going forward, I've been trying to take my personal bias of Warzone out of it, and not shit on it all the time because it's not for me. And you know what? It is for some people. I don't understand those people, but good for them. Have fun.
Yeah, I will. But John, unless you have anything else to add,
He stored in the balls.
I did not hear what you said.
He stored in the balls.
Okay. Facts. That's it for the show. Appreciate anyone who came in to watch, and to anyone in the chat. If you guys want, if you came in late or whatever, the VOD will be on YouTube on Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time, or your favorite podcast service. So go check that out if you want. Go leave a review. Go sub to the YouTube. Whatever you want to do is cool. If you don't want to do any of it, whatever, fine, cool. But that'll do it from us. Until next time, stay horny, stay hydrated. Peace.